My fashion philosophy is, if you're not covered in dog hair, your life is empty. Elaine Boosler. As a Pomsky owner, there are 3 questions I get asked all the time. What kind of dog is that? Is that a miniature Malamute? And of course, does your dog shed? Let's just say in our house, we buy limb brushes in bulk. Hi there, I'm Krista, and this is my Pomsky named Pilot. Our mission is to shine a spotlight on the incredible Pomsky breed. Because this designer breed isn't well known, I created the Pomsky 101 channel to answer all the questions I get asked daily when I'm out and about with Pilot. As you may know, a Pomsky is a mix of a Siberian Husky and a Pomeranian. Both Huskies and Pomeranians have double coats, which means they have a short layer of fur close to their skin called the undercoat and a long layer called the overcoat. Just like their Husky and Pomeranian ancestors, Pomskies also have a double coat, which means, yes, they shed. But before we go any further, it's important to understand the function of the double coat. The undercoat, the layer of fur closest to the skin, is crucial for regulating the Pomsky's temperature. In the winter, the undercoat seals in the heat, keeping the Pomsky warm. In the summer, it helps to block out the heat. Because the undercoat provides such a vital role in temperature regulation, it's really important not to shave a Pomsky. If a Pomsky gets shaved, the undercoat won't be able to do its job, and there's a very good chance it won't grow back properly. Pomskies tend to have a big shed twice a year when they blow out their coat. Essentially, the undercoat loosens and falls out, making way for a new one. Spring tends to be the biggest shed as the winter undercoat falls out to make room for the summer undercoat. If you think of the undercoat like a baby tooth, the tooth eventually gets loose, falls out to make way for a new adult one. The winter undercoat does the same, making room for the new summer coat. So there's a whole lot of fur to contend with. A big shed also happens in the fall as the Pomsky's undercoat prepares for winter. However, most Pomsky owners notice more shedding in the spring than in the fall. During these seasonal sheds, many Pomsky owners take their dogs to a groomer where a high-powered blower can help release the undercoat. Daily brushing can also help, but without the assistance of a groomer or blower, the shedding can last weeks, if not months. It's interesting to note that some Pomsky breeders report more shedding in Pomskys with standard coats versus a longer plush or woolly coat. Pilot is currently 8 months old, so we luckily missed out on the big springtime shed, since he was just a pup at the time. It'll be interesting to see how much of his undercoat sheds this fall. Aside from the spring and fall sheds, Pomskys can also shed throughout the year. Knowing we'd eventually have a pup that sheds, we started brushing Pilot at a young age to get him used to the brush. Now he loves being brushed. We saw some real shedding on him at the 6-month mark, and that's when I purchased this slicker brush. It's made a huge difference, and I don't get nearly as much fur on my clothes since using it. The American Pomsky Kennel Club suggests using an undercoat rake or a slicker brush 2 to 3 times a week to keep shedding at bay and to help keep the Pomsky's coat from matting. Pilot has a standard coat, so this slicker brush works really well for us. I'll link the exact one we use in the description below. It is also recommended to avoid using a fumarate brush or any other de-shedding tool that uses a blade. This, too, can have a negative effect on the Pomsky's undercoat. So to recap, yes, Pomskys shed. They tend to blow their undercoat twice a year, which can last anywhere from a few days to weeks or even a few months, depending on your grooming routine. I found with Pilot that he also sheds throughout the year, but using a slicker brush has been incredibly helpful, and of course, a limb brush is never too far from reach. Want more Pomsky videos in your feed? Then please subscribe to the Pomsky 101 channel. Pilot and I would be thrilled to have you along for the journey. Okay, shake paw, shake paw. That's okay.